I do have a couple questions.
Okay, she's asking a question.
Bring it on, buddy.
Was this album always going to be Willson, or did you think about straying away from the trilogy?
It was only Willson in the final hour.
Really?
Because I have a pretty complicated relationship with my father. Love him. We're not doing well. And your whole, the part of your identity, your name you get, or your last name is from, your paternal side. And it was a real block for me on making the album. And so I decided I would not call it Willson so that I could make the album. And then I got to the final hour, and then I did this, Finneas and I did this like Berkeley panel thing where we spoke to students, which was so funny because I was in the middle of Paul Wachter, this like incredible businessman, and Finneas, and he had just won his like second Oscar or something. And I was like, I've been knitting a lot and gardening and stuff. Like I had no business being on that stage. I mean, I do have something to say, and I think it was a good thing. But anyways, we were flying home together from that event to LA, and I was talking about the title, and he was like, "You got to go for your Triple Crown, Ashe." And I was like, you're right. But the album was done at that point, so I was like, it's been created. And he was right. Like, it was like an iconic idea. So if I would have called it anything else, it would have felt wrong.
You came so far.
I did.
And by the way, no matter what our relationships are with our parents, they're still a part of who we are, right? Like that 100%. Name is still a part of our identity. And honestly, that name is what we make of it. The name is not defined by our parents. It's passed on to us to turn it into something more or whatever we want.
I was just going to say, like, I feel like I have as much ownership over Willson as anyone else. Yeah.
100%.
Just was a roadblock there for a second.
But you did the right thing. You eliminated it, got the album done, and restored it to its desired title.
Yeah. And I do think I'm taking my fiance's last name. So it's really special to put to honor my name with this album, seeing as it's the one that I'm gonna change. I'll always have Ashlyn Ray, but, gonna be letting Willson go.
So now we have the title to the next album.
No. I know everyone thinks it's gonna be Canada.
Which is a pretty good album title in a way.
It's a really good album title. It just is like I hate being predictable. I hate it. That was another reason why I didn't want to call it Willson, because fans who follow along were like, it's got to be Willson. But that's okay. Anyways.
It was the right thing to do.
It was the right thing to do.